Hi, this is Siraj, your host, Unleashing Talent. Welcome to podcast number 63. And today we would talk about the leadership effectiveness. And leadership effectiveness in terms of the scope of leadership, the areas of leadership, and the influence of leadership. So, I think it's extremely important for a leader to go beyond the organizational responsibilities and understand the holistic approach of leadership, which is very, very important. So, first of all, I think the leadership challenge is to lead yourself, which we call leadership means leading yourself first. How you're leading yourself, right? So, you have a body and a mind and a soul. How you feed in your soul, how you're managing your mind, and how you're taking care of your body. So if you are not okay, you cannot ensure that your team or your family or business will be okay. So for a leader, it is extremely important to take care of himself. And then we can go and talk for hours and hours in terms of the personal excellence and understanding oneself, one's capability and strengths and self-awareness and stuff like that. The leading self is extremely important, and this means setting personal goals and taking care of your health and well-being, and this is extremely important. The second important area of influence is leading your family, and often it is seen that leaders have a lot of work in the office, and there's a lot of stress and targets and goals, and a lot of time is spent in the office. And sometimes, because of the responsibilities and accountabilities in the office, the family might get ignored, or the impact of your work can negatively impact your family. And you know that when we go back home, everything reflects on our face. So, as a leader, it is extremely important for you to understand the role in the family and the role in the organization. And how do we bring balance? And typically, we call it the work-life balance. So, when you come back home, for example, you are in the parking lot, you could just take a deep breath and stop thinking about your office once you get home, because your family needs your time, your kids need your time, your wife needs your time, and you need time to spend with the family, and you need to spend a good amount of time in the house with your family. So that's absolutely important. So you should have a family first philosophy once you get into a little bit of chit chat, gossips, humor, spend time with the kids, talk to them, listen to them, understand them, make them feel comfortable. Don't carry your baggage back home and create a very stressful situation in the family or in your house. So that's what I feel, that when it comes to the area of influence, family is extremely important. The third important area of influence, or the areas of effectiveness, is leading teams. So you have a team and you're leading them, and you have a responsibility, and they look up to you, right? So they have a lot of expectations from you, and you have responsibility upwards. So sometimes you might take your team granted, and team might feel ignored, while you don't want to do that, and you never do that, but still it's more important to understand team's perspective. So what kind of culture you create within the team is extremely important. Understanding each member of the team is extremely important. Understanding their strengths and areas of opportunities and aligning the job to them accordingly is extremely important. coaching, mentoring, things like that are very, very important. You are the one who's responsible for their development. You are the one who's responsible to help them accomplish their goals and understand where they need coaching, mentoring, or development, stuff like that. And you are the one who needs to understand their hidden potential and unleash that. So you are the one who's responsible for bringing information and sharing it with the team and understanding team's perspective. So the third area is leading your team. The fourth is business. You influence business influences you, and you need to have the leadership competencies that are important to be successful in leading business. So business acumen is extremely important. Customer orientation is very important. Understanding your business is very important. Understanding your strategic plans are very important. So we can continue and go on speaking for a very long time, but today's discussion is to give you a glimpse of the areas of influence, for a leader. The last but not the least, number 5 is the leading organization. So irrespective of the position you are, in some form or the other, you lead the organization. And if there are changes that happens within the organization or outside organization, it is your responsibility as a leader to lead that change for your team, for your business. So how do you do that? Because change requires you to unfreeze and freeze, and change is painful for people. So your engagement and involvement and buying of your team is extremely important. So either you stress yourself or you stress your team, or you might stress the organization. So I think extremely important for you to maybe read or learn something about the capabilities and the behaviors that would help you lead organization in a better way, because organization has its values, it has its strategic goals, and it is on a continuous change process. So I just thought I would bring these perspectives to you, that the leadership affects 5 core areas. Number 1, you have to lead yourself effectively. Number 2, you have to lead your family effectively, because if you don't lead your family effectively, you cannot lead your team effectively. Number 3 is team, and number 4 is leading business, and number 5 is leading organizations. I'm sure you would agree that they are linked with one another. So if you're not able to lead yourself well, you cannot lead your team. And if you're not able to lead your team well, you're not able to lead your business. And if you cannot lead your business effectively, you cannot lead your organization. So it is extremely important for any leader to see it through and understand how you could be more effective and successful as a leader. So it is important for you to spare time for yourself, for your family, for your team, for your business, and for your organization. And when I say spending time, what I meant is you spend real time, maybe a couple of hours in a week, in terms of how you're going to bring yourself back and reintegrate yourself, or you might have to work on your well-being, or you might have to spend a little more time with your family, or maybe you have to spend some time with your team and understand their perspective and align them. And same is with the business. So while you have upward responsibilities and business pressures and stress and your goals, remember these 5 areas are extremely important, and you have to maintain balance amongst all of them, and you have to continue to spend time in each of these areas. If you don't spend time in any of these areas for a prolonged period of time, it might impact your performance. I hope this short discussion on 5 core areas of leadership effectiveness was helpful. Thanks a lot for your time. Truly appreciate.